The COVID-19 pandemic has pushed the White House to produce a huge amount of money to divert companies to research and test, and then produce hundreds of millions of doses. They first demanded, and Congress quickly adopted, the $10 billion. Ultimately, Operation Warp Speed, the U.S. government's COVID-19 relief program, will provide $22 billion to Big Pharma. The amount of money is typically seen in smaller items in the defense budget line, but too big for a public health project. $2.5 billion in Moderna, $1.2 billion in AstraZeneca, $500 million to Johnson & Johnson, and $1.6 billion to a small company called Novavax. Only Pfizer refused to allocate coordination resources to the U.S. government in its work. In July 2020, Pfizer signed a $1.95 billion agreement to sell 100 million doses of the two-shot vaccine in the United States, enough for 50 million people. The price per double shot, nearly $40, is comparable to the price per shot of the flu vaccine. By February, the government had ordered 300 million doses from Moderna, with an initial shipment of 100 million worth $30 per double shot dose, which was cheaper than Pfizer, partly because the United States reached up nearly $1 billion in research into Moderna. The CEO of Moderna said the price per dose will be higher for retail once the government contract phases out. Pfizer reported their expected revenue for its COVID-19 vaccine to reach $33.5 billion in 2021. It will surpass the annual revenue of $19 billion for the world's best-selling drug ever, Humira, while Moderna just reported $40 billion in advance purchase agreements and options with governments around the world for this year and next. The company also announced a $1 billion share buyback initiative. Its shares price has already surged more than 300% this year, thanks to its one and only marketable product. Moderna executives have sold 1.7 billion worth of shares this year. OWS is staffed at every level by executives of the pharmaceutical industry and their revolving doorstep of government allies. Because of the special exemption, they can, if they wish to keep their investments. Brought as contractors, they are not subject to federal conflict of interest regulations placed for employees. OWS counselors with connections and investments must agree to assign some of their COVID vaccines revenues to the NIH, but they can't wait to do so until after their death. I am Lovely Montoya of Manila STV.